Hi, Lloyd here with strategies to help you keep and enjoy more of your money. Did you know that in our lifetime we'll earn a fortune? Over 30 years, an individual earning $75,000 with normal raises will make over $3.5 million. Wow, that's a lot of money. But the reality is most of that wealth will be systematically lost to three things: to taxes of all kinds, to principal and interest payments from home mortgages, auto loans, and credit card payments, and just normal everyday living expenses like gas, groceries, and eating out. Because of all these expenditures, many of us find it almost impossible to save enough to ever really get ahead. Today, I want to talk about just one of these wealth killing expenditures: interest payments. According to a report from Credit.com, the average consumer will pay out over $279,000 in interest payments over their lifetime. That's huge, and banks are happy to help us spend that money. You see, banks profit exponentially off of almost everyone in America. Early on, we're taught to park our savings into their institutions and to take out their loans for homes, for cars, and other business and personal purchases. In fact, banks lend out every dollar of our savings multiple times and profit handsomely every time they do so, while they turn around and give us just pennies for our deposits. So in the next few minutes, we're going to show you how you can build money in your own private bank and grow multiple assets at once the same way that banks do. You see, in the early years, we're even. We have no savings, but we also have no debt. But then either we want to or need to make a big purchase. We can borrow the money, or we can save up and pay cash. When we borrow money, the banks give us the money for the purchase, and we simply promise to make principal and interest payments until the debt is paid back in full. And we can do this over and over as long as the banks are willing to give us the money. But remember, if the banks don't like the reason for the loan, or we've had a hiccup in our credit, they can simply deny us the loan or charge us much higher rates. Either way, we're not in control. When we save up to make a purchase, we put our money in the bank, earning little or no interest, until we have enough to make the purchase. The good thing about paying cash is there's no principal and interest payments. But of course, if we want to make another purchase down the line, we'll need to continue saving into the account, making little or no interest. But you may be thinking, yeah, but at least by paying cash, I'm not making all those interest payments like when I borrow money. And that's true. But by needing to deplete the account each and every time we make a purchase, we kill the chances of our money ever really growing and compounding. In a perfect world, we would make deposits into an account where our money would grow and compound consistently year after year, so that not only our money is earning interest, but the money our money makes is also earning interest. Our money would be immune to market losses and to taxes and would earn a very competitive rate of return. In fact, it would continue to grow and compound even when we were using some of it to make a personal or business purchase throughout our lifetime. Because of this, each year, even when we were using some of the money, we would end up in a better place in line, unlike when we were borrowing or paying cash for purchases. And that's the real secret behind building wealth in your own private bank, and what makes it possible to grow multiple assets at once the same way that banks do. So do you really want to keep making banks rich with interest payments, or robbing your own savings continually to make purchases? Or do you want your money to grow and compound consistently, even when you're using some of it to get the things you want and need? Remember, in our lifetime, we'll earn a fortune. The challenge is knowing how to keep more of that money working for us and not for the banks. So do what banks do, not what banks say do. Thanks for watching, and God bless.